Hello, hello, and welcome back to Dream Queen. PERLA'S here. Yes, you're going to be hearing a lot of noises. Washing up the glasses for the readings that I'm going to be doing in a few. Anyways, you want to read my shirt? I'll let you read my shirt. Um, Perfect is boring. Be imperfectly you. Anyways, enough of that. So as I woke up this morning and I went through like my exercise, I went through my grounding, going outside my doggies, and um, they were playing outside and stuff. And I started thinking, I'm like, I really want to be able to help people like at a deeper level, not just with readings or with like energy transmutation. But I want people to actually get to that point where they are fully connected and constantly in tune with their higher self. So I was like, okay, so how can I do that? And you know, when I go outside with my dogs, like they're big, as you can tell, and yeah, Zena is still with me. Um, I really try to take that time that I'm outside while they're running around and playing around to just kind of like enjoy nature, enjoy the breeze, enjoy the sound. Um, there's over 22 acres of woods in the back. So there's a ton of different animals in my backyard constantly. And yeah, I'm wearing the headphones because the fans are on all around the house, and otherwise it's gonna be like super loud. Anyways, so I was thinking, okay, the number nine for some reason has been coming up a lot, and for me, like in all forms and shapes. And I'm like, okay, I'm not really into neurology or whatever, but I looked up, and it's basically like depending on where you read, it means different things. Whoever wants to go ahead and write it in the description, go ahead. I'm going to take what I feel that I was led to. And I've decided that now these are what I want people to understand is if you're not ready for this type of more one-to-one private work, then please do not do so. I've been doing this um, basically you can say like pro bono with a few of my clients without them knowing it, with the back and forth with either texting or emailing. And it is a form of giving you the answers without giving you the answers. So basically guiding you to connect to your higher self through different root chakras, questionings, and things like that, based on what people send me. These are clients that I have had readings with and other services provided. But like I said, once we connect, we're connected forever. So I've decided that I'm going to take for the new year, for 2020 beginning. I'm going to see how the first round goes. I really think that this is something that is going to be a continuous work, something I'm going to continue to offer. I have not added it to the website yet because I can see how this is going to be incorporated into my vision that I got years ago. Um, and everything is finally starting to fall into place, which I really love because once that starts to take, once I start working towards that in the physical financial way of it, um, there's really not much more that's going to be needed other than to move in that direction, if that makes any sense. Anyways, so what I've decided to do is I'm going to take 9 people, and they're going to be broken down into 3 weeks. There's not going to be regular 3 weeks of 7 days. They're going to be 3 weeks of 9 days, meaning um, what I'm going to be doing is for the 9 people that I take in, I'm going to be doing an energy transmutation. So we're breaking it down into the chakras. So we'll do like the one and two, so the root and the sacral, and then we'll break it down and we'll break it down. So it'll be 3 separate weeks. The first week is going to be focusing on the first and second chakra. All of them are going to be focusing on your crown chakra because the goal is to get each chakra directly connected and each chakra getting its guidance directly from your crown chakra. So what I'll be doing is an energy transmutation for each of the weeks, which will cover you for 9 days, based on the two chakras that we're working at the time. There's going to be intense back and forth emails. I haven't decided yet, depending on how I feel when I tap into the people that I'm connecting with, depending on where the majority of them are at. I may do open up a phone line for it. or text messaging. I have not decided that part yet. It really depends where the majority of the people are. And so with that, we are going to be focusing on literally digging deep in um, through guidance. Me not telling you what to do. Me asking you, what do you think your soul is trying to get you? What do you like? So it's going to be an intense back and forth. Um, and when I feel that your soul is like, yeah, that's it, I'll let you know. If not, I will be rewording certain questions. I will be redirecting you in certain ways. And but again, with all of this, I'll be sharing my experiences and how I dealt with each of the chakra intensively through emails. And if you don't like hearing other people's stories, then this is not for you. Because I cannot teach anyone to connect or how to connect to their higher self if I do not share my experiences. Um, so what I've decided to do is I understand that a lot of people are still stuck in certain mentalities, certain thoughts. So I really want as many people as possible to partake of this as we're moving forward. So like I said, we're going to be doing 9 people at a time. So for the 9 people that I'm taking, um, before you guys even start, because I can already hear like, oh my God, how much is this going to cost? And da, 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 da. Relax. It is not just about money. There has to be an exchange. An exchange of what? An exchange of energy. So obviously, if you do not have the money to pay in full, there are ways to accommodate. I need help. Not gonna lie, I need help with getting certain things typed up, getting certain things done. I have a lot of recordings that I do while I am at the forest, or while I'm at the park, or when I get those messages that I need written down, because I want to do them in a form of like PDFs and things like that. I have a lot of books of things that I want to, throughout the years, I mean, we're going back like 10, 15 years, that I want to get into PDF forms. I have a lot of things that I need help with that people can help with. So what is it that I am proposing? For those of you, and I'm going to take up to 3 people in each group. So 3 people that cannot afford the full amount, which I really, you know what, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say a very cut and clear. If you're doubting about whether or not you can invest the time, or if you're doubting about whether or not you can afford it, then you shouldn't even consider it. Why? Because I don't need those type of energies attached to what I'm trying to do. And I'm being completely honest. I'm not trying to be a bitch or anything like that. You can take it as you want to. I'm only responsible for what I say, not what you understand or what you receive. But what I want to make very clear is when I was going to get the gym package, back when Raquel was selling them, Jupiter 1111, I made every excuse possible. 3 times I would say, oh God, if you give me the money right now, I'm going to do it. Boom. Spend the money on something else. Second time, if you give me the money right now, I'm going to do it. Boom. And I'm not talking about like weeks or days. I'm talking about within hours. The money, the exact amount was right there. Boom. I need this. I need that. Da, 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 da. The kids need this. The kids need that. The 3rd time, I'm like, oh my God, seriously. Like, I need to stop procrastinating. I need to stop. Like, what am I fearing? Boom, the 3rd time. And the 3rd time came where something was needed that I needed. Needed to be paid that I needed. And I'm like, fuck. I'm not. Fuck this shit. Boom. Order the gym package. So if it's something that your soul is really guiding you to do, trust me, the money's going to come. Now, the way that I'm going to break it down is going to be full payment for the 3 weeks. Again, the 3 weeks are 9 days. Each week is going to be $90. If you cannot do the whole $90 in one shot, then we're going to do weekly. So every 9 days, you're going to pay the $33.33. Now, for those of you that cannot afford to pay the full amount, again, I'm going to have 3 people, and I'm going to be tapping into your energy, because if I feel like you're trying to play me, not me, but my soul, you will be told and you will be called out on your bull. I know what the lack mentality is like. I know what it is to go without. I know what it is to have your light shut off, to have your car insurance taken off, to have nothing, literally. So I can tap into that energy. And I know what to be deceitful is because I've also been there when I was in my lower energies before I decided to work on myself. So regardless of whatever it is, the 9 people that I'm going to choose that, so I do not want anybody to send me payment. I want everybody to send me an email to my dreamzzqueen@gmail.com if you are interested. Now, when you send me the email, just put growth. So you just put, I'm interested in the growth. I don't know if I want to call it a package or what I'm going to call it, but for now we're just going to do growth because it is about growing, it's about evolving. So if you're interested, again, send me an email to my regular email and just be like interested in growth, and that's it. I do not, and again, everyone does everything differently. The same as when I do my readings, I do not want your birthday. I do not want a short backstory of what's going on in your life. I don't want to know where you think you are or anything like that. All I need is your full birth name, the name that you were given, the name that you chose before coming into this world, the name that was given to you at birth. Why? Because that is the energy that I choose to connect to. That is your purest form, your soul. And from there, I am guided, whether true or not, if this is something that you will really benefit from. I do not plan on not wasting, because nothing is wasted. There's always lessons and everything. But I do not want to invest my energy in with people that are not ready for this type of work. There are going to be moments where you are going to feel isolated during this process. There are moments where you are going to be continuously triggered. It is all coming from my heart with unconditional love. This is something that, as I was looking through my entire lifespan and everything that I've had gone through and everything, and I'm just like, wow, like I was having these, like, all these clarity of like how I can really help people in its entirety and not just with readings. So this is the reason why I've decided to offer this. Now, I really want to honestly like help all of you. If I could take energetically 20, 100 of you at a time, I would. Personally, I cannot do that, and I will not put myself in a position where my work, meaning the time that I invest in something, is not going to be my 100% best, or my from coming from my higher self. With everything in life, when it comes to food, when it comes to sleep, when it comes to rest, when it comes to people that follow you. Now, my subscribers have been decreasing, and I just like kind of just sit there and I'm like, you know what? One quote comes to mind. It is not about the quantity. It is about the quality. So I prefer to connect with 100 of you that have an understanding of yourself, can receive what I'm saying, and can connect with me at that soul level, than have 1,000 people that are just coming for their own personal gain. I have always said it, and there are people that I will talk to, not by choice. Some of them, yeah, by choice, because you have to set certain boundaries. But if you were to ask any of these people, I have always and will always say, and that this is not about my little face. Oh, it's not about the money. It's about helping people. But to me, family always comes first. So if we are related, or our children are related, meaning, you know, whatever, or we create a special bond as friends, and then years later we fall out, whatever, but our kids created that bond, or even if we don't have that bond, but our children have that bond, I will go above and beyond to make sure that your child or your children are constantly in contact with my kids. That when my kids have something going on, whether it's a party, whether it's an event, award, whether it's a show, whether whatever it is that they're partaking, I will always reach out and let you know. Now, once I reach out and I let you know, it is up to that person if they want to partake. It is up to that person if they want to invest your energy. If they so choose not to, it doesn't affect me and it doesn't affect my kids, because my kids have the understanding of who they are. They have the understanding that only those that choose to be a part of your life, only those that choose to invest in your life, are those that are the ones that are meant to be there at the time. And what do I say this? Because my kids, I have family all over the states and in other countries. And so do they from their father's side. So what happens? Um, at times they have connections with certain cousins for a longer period of time. But for whatever the reason, either me and this person or whatever, distance first grow, right? There's a reason for it, obviously. I know why. But then what happened? That started to affect the relationships between my kids and their cousins. Whether it be on my side because it's happened, whether it be on DM's side, it's happened. So what happens? I will automatically go ahead and tell my kids, um, how does it make you feel? Um, and question them in an essence to get them to connect to that, so that they have the understanding that it is not about them. So with my kids now, if you say something mean, or if you make a joke about them, or if you try to belittle them, or you try to put them down, they'll just look at you and just be like, oh, okay, and they'll keep going. And I know that certain things might hit a nail, certain things might trigger them. And then what do? I sit down and I'm like, oh, so let's talk about it. And they'll talk about it. They'll be like, oh, well, it made me feel this way. And I'm like, well, why? And they're like, and the beautiful thing about the way that I raised my kids, even though when I was doing it at the time, when they were little, people didn't understand. I didn't even fucking understand, because half the shit I was doing was nothing that was ever done with me, but it was what I was guided from within to do. My kids are very aware that when somebody says or does something to you in a lower vibrational energy, it has nothing to do with them. It has to do with that person's own self-reflection. So when they say that they feel sad, or they, they basically, that's the word they mainly use, is they feel sad for that person because that person is not realizing how hurt they are. Now, my kids are those kids that when they are around their cousins, whether it be my side or DM side, um, everyone wants my kids connected with their kids. Why? Because my kids live from their truth self, from their higher self. They live from their soul. Does that mean that my kids do whatever the hell they want? No, they do not do whatever the hell they want. But I know that I cannot speak to my kids the same way. I know that I do not connect to each of my kids in the same way. I have 4 kids, 2 of which are identical twins and could not be any more different souls than you can think out there. So what happens? The way that I speak to my eldest is not the same way that I speak to my second eldest, which are 2 boys. Now, my second eldest is way above beyond his time. He's like a fucking, like, I don't know, old soul stuck in a little boy's body, basically. So with him, I can have intellectual conversation um, like no one else. With my eldest, he's very creative in every shape and form. When it comes to music, drawing, whatever it is. So with him, I can create intellectually but creative. And his thought process is completely different. My girls they're all creative, I'm not even gonna lie. But I have one that is more nurturing and more like a mother hen type of personality. Whereas I have another one that it's more they're both outgoing, but there's one that is, she's my social butterfly. She wants to befriend everyone, whether you want to be her friend or not. You're her friend. She doesn't care whether you like her or not. You're her friend because she knows that unconditional love is unconditional love, and it doesn't matter if the person is in a bad place right now. It's okay, but I'm still gonna, wish them the best. I'm still gonna pray for them. I'm still gonna, say they're my friend, whether they don't want to be my friend or not. And when you're raising children, and I know I completely went off topic, you have to get into that understanding that we are not raising children, we are raising the next generation. We are helping mold and shape human beings, people that are actually going to be adults at one point or another. So do you want to invest in your children, the same way that our parents and their parents and blah 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 invested in them? Do you want to have children that are going to, in an essence, be broken and need all of this healing because they do not know who they are? So when it comes to me offering certain things, come to the understanding that this is not, when I sit here and I literally say that I want to help, I want to help. Because trust me, with my 4 kids and my 2 dogs, and posting videos, let's say even once a week on zodiac signs, it's enough on my plate. Not adding the cooking, the cleaning, the laundry, the outings, and the this, and the, it's enough on my plate. Shoot, posting one video a month on each zodiac sign is enough on my plate. Not having to take any readings, not having to take anything. That to me will be enough as a contribution, as my energy to the collective. But I want, I personally want people to grow. I want people to evolve. I want people to be the best version of themselves. Not the best version that society is telling you to be, but the best version of yourself. Yeah, you just heard me swear. This is one of my favorite mugs. My sister got me this from Florida. Shh. Mommy's taking, no, I'm taking a time off. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get started on your readings for the end of the year. Bye-bye.